What's up, YouTube? Codforward220 here, and welcome back to number 49 on the Code of Heroes 2 online gameplay series I've been doing. This is a good match on the steps. I've been doing a lot of steps with the Russians lately. Anyway, going back to me here. So first I just want to talk about tactics on this map. So, these guys hadn't played in a while. Terminator is one of my friends from the beta. Actually, I haven't played in a long time. Anyway, the point is that I was kind of doing a battle plan. Usually, while I'm building, I usually try to talk to my teammates and kind of build some kind of battle plan. So what I said was, I told Thurman and I told Tiger to double team the south and grab the fuel, while Shaggins was going to help me grab the fuel in the center. So we'd be basically double teaming the fuel in the beginning and cutting off the Germans. If you can do that, you can pretty much win. On the loading screen, you probably saw there were some Tiger, some elite troop doctrines, which should be chosen pretty soon by Ryan. You can see Ryan has the game veterancy faster. He's pretty much going to make a bunch of panzergrenadiers and increased accuracy for commando style. Yep, this guy's a mobile defense. We have joint operations with the packs and an elephant tank destroyer. Okay, so you can see they're pushing towards the south. He kind of, I learned this something new today. So if you shift right click this point and then this point, your guys will capture this and then move on to this point. So it's very helpful if you have some engineers, you want to capture like these 2 points up here. And it's easy to do that with that shift click. Shift right click on different points. That's kind of a cool thing. So you can see there's 2 Pioneer squads and an MG42 coming up. I'm keeping at distance with these guys, but I'm moving because I do not want them to capture the fuel. Right around this time we have more of these common engineers coming in. We are getting suppressed, and this machine gun is focusing on these guys, which is kind of interesting. But these guys are taking a lot of fire from the common engineers. We also have some snipers up. So I see that we're taking a lot of fire. I have to pull back these guys. They are pinned. So I'm going to move over to this side and get behind some cover. And the snipers are moving up. You can see from the corner of my eye, I do see there's a bunker going down. So I have to figure out a way to deal with that. You can see in the south a lot of heavy fighting. A lot of action in the beginning. Flying around the MGs. Very smart use of the conscripts there. Molotov would be good, and he gets a Molotov off. I have lost my combat engineers here. The second they can, they're going to put an MG bunker here. The north is falling with little resistance. A lot of heavy troops up here. We completely abandoned the north. It's important for us to grab the field. We can always focus north later. Being a little dangerous to the snipers up here. Shaggins. I do have my HMG, though, that is kind of covering him. Our goal is to make so they cannot capture the fuel. And they're doing that with penal troops. He's even throwing a satchel charge a little too early to throw that satchel charge. I would have definitely saved it for this bunker. But we'll get rid of the cover there if he was trying to do that. So we have the snipers out right now. More grenadiers, heavy fighting on this side. 3 machine guns down south. And conscripts, they are laying mines down. These guys love the mines, so we'll keep that in mind for later. Anyway, he had to pull back. His snipers there, they were pinned. It's up to me now. Hold this. I'm getting a mortar. I'm going to send up my conscripts here. And I'm going to grab an AT gun to get rid of this bunker. All you really need is an AT to bust the bunkers. So out of the corner of my eye, I see that these guys are coming. Well, we're going to see them in a second. There's a lot of dead troops. They're coming from this angle. And I don't know why they did this, but they decided to walk right into my narrow arc here. So yeah, they're going to get suppressed. They are desperately fighting for... they really want this field point because they've lost the south pretty much. I now have a mortar going down, hitting the bunker. Well, it's falling short. It doesn't have the amazing precision strike. And they also have an MG over here. Completely lost the north. But that doesn't really matter so much right now. We gotta hold this field, but it will allow us to get flanked by grenadiers here. Luckily, I see the grenadiers flanking me. So I'm gonna turn my MG here and make it so they can't hit my position. So the MG is right there. And then we have a scout car coming up with some of those troops, the penal troops. And you can see they did somehow flank around. I guess they flanked around this way. And Terminator is going to throw a Molotov and get rid of these guys for me. And guess what? You have an MG that's like half alive. I don't know what they were thinking there, but it wasn't very, wasn't smart because now they gave us an MG42. So they're chasing after his scout car. They want to Faust it. So I don't see there's an MG here, so I'm just going to start firing at this bunker. You do not need to have any line of sight on it just to use the light artillery barrage. So I'm actually killing the MG crew back here, but I'm really trying to get rid of that bunker. And this MG crew, they've killed 9 infantry already, and they totally wiped out that infantry squad there. So they just cannot kill this thing. He lost a squad. That was not smart. Is this guy out of control? Huh. Anyway, back to this side. Second MG up. More conscripts, and I'm being flanked in this position. And I really don't care about my mortar right now because it's not going to really do anything. And once I retreat this, I'm just going to leave it back in my base because I don't see a need for it right now. So I'm taking the fuel. I do not want these guys to... these guys fired a rifle grenade, by the way. They're going to fire another one. And at this point, I saw this was a Veteran C2 machine gun, which, keep in mind, does have like an increased rate of fire. I just want to pull it back because I don't want to lose it. So the Terminator was doing a great job in flanking these guys with Molotovs while I was helping to hold this center here. And then Shaggins is now going to try to take back the north. But you can see they are laying mines. There's a lot of munitions on this map. And they have both of them. See, even without munitions, we have 41. I'm going to steal an MG42. Don't give your heavy MGs over to the enemy. That's never a good idea. So I'm having the MG stuck out. So he's been pushed back from this position. He's flanking behind. One satchel charge would utterly destroy this thing. He may have already used it, though. And one thing he was doing with his melee troops, which that was kind of interesting, was the fact is that basically he was throwing satchel charges to where he thought the enemy was moving, and they had to dodge it rather than just throwing it on where they were. Very dangerous just to have your snipers that close to this guy, but he's gonna die. And boom. So we pretty much taken over this side of the map and down south. Now I'm gonna come back to there's a little more action. This is a longer replay, so I'm gonna do a little bit of editing here because it's a good match, but there's a little bit of a lull in fighting here. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so welcome back. So it's about 2 minutes later or so. They brought in half track here, and they did have ATs ready. They have a ton of infantry and mortars here. Tire tank is kind of spammy. Support weapons. Anyway, so never do this. They decided to build a fuel cache here, way close to enemy territory. Like, they have no forces kind of holding this besides a bunker and some mines. So up north, you can now kind of see the veterancy playing factor with Ryan because he has selected the elite troop doctrine. So 25 fuel, 80 manpower, and you can basically vet up your troops. He's keeping the half track there, which is a good use of it to help reinforce his men, but it's going to cost him a lot. Costs about 45 manpower to reinforce one of these guys. So I started mortaring their mortar here, but I have my machine gun, who is once again damaged, and I made a tank because we had so much munitions. I'm sorry, we had so much fuel, so I made a tank, and I'm going to start making a lot of T-34s in this match because they're not a bad tank in the beginning, and it's so early on that I don't think they have anything. I really try to get rid of this Veteran Z1 mortar here. And I'm just heavily entrenched here with, you know, 3 machine guns, AT, like, and a tank. Like, we are ready. These guys don't have secure mode, so. That's also another thing that I don't really see people use. You can do secure mode. So it basically allows your tank to capture points, but they can't shoot. So, like, if you had a tank, like, if they didn't have this with a fuel cache on one right here, I could just go to secure mode. And, you know, I should try that, actually. I should do a video on that. That'd be kind of cool. Anyway, so we don't really have a big answer to these veteran troops up here by Ryan. But, once again, they have a lot of bouncing meds. You can see they're kind of hidden there. Those S minefields are so deadly. There's several ways to combat that. You know, for example, just run it over with the tank. Because bouncer batteries don't do anything to a tank. And I see this guy's coming up here, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Look, ambush. Check how awesome. Like, that was sneaky as hell. Look at that. Okay, so half tracks can carry 2 people on them, right? He rode his half track towards my tank, and then he popped out with 2 Veteran Z3. Well, this guy's Veteran Z2 PGs. So I'm gonna be like, oh my god, get the hell back. I'm gonna. Did you just see that? They hit their own thing and blew it up. That was not me. My tank did not have that much range. So I see that they do have an MG. And they're throwing grenades at us. And I'm like, just get the hell back. And we have another tank up here. I'm letting them know. I'm letting Shaggins know that they do have a tank. They do have AT up here. So you can see they are pretty deadly, those Veteran C3 guys, but it's when they hit. Needs something like around this machine gun. Anyway, I'm gonna repair my tank here. I know that mine isn't finished, but I'm needing my tank repaired and get into action. We're gonna try to overwhelm this position. Yeah, if you run these guys directly at a T-34, it does have a machine gunner right there. Oh, that's a nice little shot. It does have a machine gun, so it will do a lot of damage. You know what, I'm playing in, and we're doing a lot of damage. These guys, they're gonna fall back. I'm gonna chase them a little bit. I don't see anything that could oppose me. And you can see they're kind of pushing on here, but they do have a lot of mines, and they got their first tank out, Panzer IV. Because these guys are Veteran C3, like, I can't mow them down. It's kind of annoying. And then the whole north is kind of, like, fallen. But that's okay for now. We just need to get this victory point. We're winning with 2. And the south is pretty darn secure. Like, look at mines, lots of mines, machine guns, mortars, anti-tank. They're doing a great job in the south. And, you know, the center's held by me. You know, they are bombarding me, though, with a bunch of mortars. So I am reinforcing my troops. I'm going to get them back up to the front line. So, yeah. I could not believe my eyes when I saw another 2 of these guys. So, keep in mind, this isn't Ryan, this is Jeff now. So Jeff and Ryan are going to have a bunch of panzergrenadiers. Thankfully, Jeff isn't going to have these guys super vetted out. So that's one of the several T-34s that will be losing during this match. At least this one's Veteran C1 and has killed 7 guys. So let's see, what do we have here? We have our own. We are pushing towards them on this side. Shaggins. And then these guys coming in. Have these guys killed any tanks yet? Yeah, well, they killed a friendly. So I'm kind of pushing up. And I know, I'm just trying to kind of lure maybe his panzer into something. Maybe an ambush. I had to pull my AT gun back, it is damaged. ATs are not bad. These just kill a second friendly. You gotta watch out with these panzerschrecks. So really no opposition from the north. I mean, we hold the south in the field. I'm trying to kill this AT here to help clear a path for me to push up in the center. And I did that, so I'm going to pull back. That guy was pretty brave. So, more ATs coming up. They just want to defend this position. So they keep playing like this, where they're just trying to hold this point and not attack the field, really. It's not so good. So now Tiger Tank has a bunch of T-34s. It's like a T-34 party. This guy's doing a great job getting another half-track and reinforcing his troops. He's going to make no real tanks. And we're going to see the Panzer IV is shocked a little bit. I have these guys screening for these troops here. And we got those guys out of control. I'm not afraid of one of these Veteran C3 guys in my tanks. I'm pretty sure I could take him out. Then I see there's a Puma there. You know what that Puma did? It threw off smoke. That's a good use to kind of stop my T-34s from being effective. I'm just going to let these guys die. It's not the nicest thing, but they were a good screen. Actually, I got one of them out there, so. Now the rocket truck is starting to bombard them. So I'm going to pull back in my tanks. I need to repair them. So I'm healing these guys up, reinforcing, getting another squad there. They do have guys behind us laying down more mines. That's just a jerky move. Laying down mines behind your enemy's lines. And look how many tanks we have right here. Yeah, that's gonna set off your mines. Like, I was thinking, like, how many tanks do these engineers see? And, you know, see, no damage to that tank whatsoever, and they lost their guys. I now have 3 T-34s. They really, it's interesting they're forced. It's just pretty much a bunch of PGs up here in the north, and anti-tank and machine guns. So, anti-tank and machine guns, pretty much. And minesweepers would be very good with these guys. So you can see I got my guys to have some minesweepers. That should help out a lot. Your guys actually, if you walk over mines, your guys will automatically not get killed if they do have the minesweeper on, because they'll go disable them. So I'm repairing my tanks here. You can see they are amassing some force. They've totally given up on the south here. I've done that in matches before. So they have like, so that's kind of my guys are up here. You have orange, red, purple, and dark red. That's all of them. And they're trying to take this point. There's a panther, and I'm repairing my tanks here. I'm ready to, you know, if they advance and they get a little too cocky, I can see that. I got a machine gun right there, so we're all going to move up. A machine gun should hopefully cover these guys, but it got wiped out. So they're trying to take out this panther here. And then these guys, 2 Veterans 3 guys just overwhelmed and destroyed my tank just like that. I see there's no point in this engagement, so I'm going to try to pull back a little bit. Because there's AT up here, there's multiple tanks that's got to pull back. My reverse is not working, like my tank. Like my tank right here should just backed up when I did reverse, and I decided to reverse like this way. It was just weird. So I've lost 2 on my tanks there. And look at this. Look at that spam of infantry. Now, when you're all bottled up like that, though, keep in mind, 1 flamethrower gets destroyed. It will hurt a lot of your guys. You're trying to cover Tiger's tank as he withdraws. And I want no part of that. So I'm getting more and more machine guns. As you can see, I'm training one right there. Because that's how I see a way to defeat these guys. One, they're using artillery to help kill a lot of these guys, but with their half tracks, they can easily reinforce. And then this guy comes right here in front of my AT. I don't know what he was trying to do there, but the armored car. I'm not even watching this, so that's why that's why we're still like barely alive. Moving my machine gun around. And he's gonna come onto this side. Nice anti-tank gun would be good there, or anti-tank round. So surprisingly, this guy actually might be taken out by a rifle. Those guys popped out so much smoke. You can see pretty much it's a death trap here for any of our tanks. There was 4 of them up here at one point, though. This guy's a howitzer. These guys believe in artillery. I'm not opposed though. I love they're pounding their position. Pounding their position up here. Okay, I'm gonna come back and we make a next assault on this. Okay, so Terminator decided to make a push down here with some infantry. They got utterly wiped out. I've decided along with Shaggins to make a push up north. I do have a lot of machine guns covering. I'm pretty much expecting these guys to look at that Puma thing and take on some tanks. The problem is there's a lot of packs up here. I mean it's called like having a combination of arms. When you have machine guns and anti-tank, it's pretty hard to get rid of you. So, Graveyard for his KVs. He's having a hard time microing his tanks not to get killed. So I'm just trying to take out this machine gun here, because if I can take this machine gun out, I can move in. But so many I'm like, so right now I'm getting a little frustrated as we're playing this match. There's 3 ATs, right? Tons of these veteran-y, like 2 or 3 squads of these veteran-y 3 panzergrenadiers. We're just losing so many men. So what is that? 3 veteran-y 3 now for Ryan? Okay, and now the Puma there. The Puma just got. This Puma really sucks, actually. Like, can't even hit infantry. Is it good against buildings? Light vehicles, maybe? Yeah, I was gonna try to throw a Molotov on those guys, so I had to pull back. This is abandoned. I really wish he would take a shot at that. So I have a T-34 here, another one that I called up. They're moving up their AT. Luckily, I have my 2 machine guns here that should just start decimating these guys. So we're shooting the back of their Panzer IV here, so my machine guns are keeping their ATs busy, and we even wiped out one. But you can see, I can see these guys. I'm going, oh my gosh. I'm gonna pull back this way and turn my MG. But because they're Veteran G3 and have Jaeger package with them, these guys do have the Jaeger infantry package. They're just super deadly infantry. So I'm like, you know, well, I'm not gonna go back that way. I'll certainly get this run. I might as well come around this side and flank. So I'll do that. I'll destroy a bunch of their little mines here. They're gonna start chasing me. And I ran over a telemine. I'm just like, really? So now we have 2 panzers here. We're just getting utterly destroyed. You know, the AT is having issues. That's like my 3rd tank. I just picked up a Sherman here. I'm gonna start making Shermans instead of the T-34s now, just switching over. But that thing got destroyed. So they hold 2 victory points, and keep in mind they've shifted everything up north now. So so they have 4 guys up here. I'm laying down my own little mines. I'm like, you want to play mines? I got 7,000 munitions. I'm gonna lay down a couple mines. I'm mostly using my munitions though for these because there are 60. It's a decent amount of munitions for a machine gun. I don't like that. They used to be 30 for any of the German tanks. I don't like it's more munitions now. I mean, it's pretty much standard. You need that in any of your tanks. So yeah, I'm just waiting to make something else because frankly I don't have a lot of money. My troops are just standing here. These MRs are just gonna stand here the whole game. I just decided I didn't want to use them. That can happen sometimes. So we're losing 217 to 454 when we briefly held this. And they're using a half-track. Very good use of the half-track, though, by Ryan to reinforce this guy. So keep in mind, there's our 45 manpower. So Thurman's making a push. Interesting. So this little, I'm surprised this guy didn't catch on fire. Look how little health he has. Must be like a fireproof engineer. And I got another Dushka here. I just see the only way to kill these guys is have machine guns and be able to stop their infantry, because they do have a lot of infantry, a lot of Grands, a lot of PGs. That means panzergrenadier. I'm pretty sure you guys kind of figured that out. So you can see there I am. Next Jeff. I'm like, you want to go, Jeff? I got a machine gun right here for you. And I'm going to turn this machine gun at this point. So I'm going to keep at distance here. And I need to turn my Vet 2 machine gun, as they're just going to get wiped out pretty much. So we have increased suppression for these guys, and we do have sprint ability with the Maxim, which makes it very deadly. So plenty of munitions. I'm going to get the anti-air package. I don't want to have any eyes on the sky on us. And also the fact is it's going to help like protect my men at a distance with the thing. And I'm going to be reinforcing my troops along here. It just saves me time from running back to the base. Yeah, I haven't gotten many Soviet half-tracks. I figured, you know, I'm just going to wait. I have plenty of fuel, right? I'm just going to wait for another Sherman here. So, they're holding the north pretty heavily now. And he should have, like, he needs, like, some kind of recon. I think one of us has a recon plane, right? No. Huh, interesting. No, yeah, he does. We're using this recon. We have plenty of munitions, I'm sure. Who was that? That was Shaggins. Let's go to Shaggins here really quickly and see. Oh, he could have gotten a recon. It's very important to get a recon usually before you do it, because the strike right here would have probably wiped out this half track. So you can see more ATs. Terminator's been completely pushed back. His little assault to the north failed. Needs to get that guy back. Just making room for ISCs. More KV-1s from Shaggins. So, grab another Sherman here. I'm just refitting, really. Laying down more mines. So, laying down mines and spamming PGs is not very nice. It's very annoying to play against. Same thing with snipers. Is he firing? I shot an artillery gun. So you're getting some recon. They want to know where that thing is. But keep in mind, this is an anti-air package, so their plane's going to get about to here. Instantly shot down. And it crashed right there and damaged that heavily. Oh my gosh, a medic is wounded. How horrible is that? What are you doing? Just standing there with your hands? Like, what are you holding? Anyway, zooming out there. I have some more conscripts. I'm just going to try and test their defense, see what's up here. And they have their Panthers. This is a big mistake. I mean, you can see how he's luring them towards us. Big mistake, because the Shermans are here and those guys are blocking their escape routes. So, tons of Shermans here. Your bag is exposed. There's an airstrike coming in. But they have just lost so many guys. As soon as you have to pursue them, that's 500 something manpower. You can see there's tons of explosions going off. Bombs laying down. Killed some of my guys. Just moving in. And I'm going to take that on, pull the hell back. But yeah, this whole area was mine. And then some, they're using target weak point there, which is good. It did hit my engine, but I will be able to get this guy out of here. But yeah, this whole area was 100% mined. So I'm going to pull back this guy. Probably reinforce here with my machine gun. These guys are still kind of protecting the flank. These guys, I'm very worried about how open he is that he could get flanked. Because I've seen these, you know, you got to use these things wise. And they do have great range. You get, like I said, line of sight, just like that machine gun in part 48 of the online series. You know, just get some eyes on the sky for them. Even some recon, they could do a ton of damage. At this point, a Tiger Ace comes out. This guy is heavily damaged. I figured he'd probably have a Tiger Ace at some point. And mainly because I see it. And I gotta say, Tiger misused his tanks a lot in this match. Just like, I mean, we got some recon, destroyed that. How are you crawling from that? Like, okay, so then Jeb decided to build a pack, which is not bad. It pretty much covers this area. So I'm repairing my guys. How good they can repair faster, which is nice. Save a Stug here. And this is just getting more and more XP for shooting down aircraft. You know, that's a very good. Same thing with an Oswin. So you can see they are taking shots into these guys when they see them. I am worried about the pack being able to hit these guys, though. But yeah, they can. What the? That guy was just like moonwalking away. So they're gonna do another flanking thing here. But keep in mind, the KV-1s are guarding this left flank here, so they keep going after this point. So I guess we didn't want to build anything there. But did you just see how that those ISU 152s just took out a whole squad? I mean, they were designed to take down buildings, and they could take down one or two guys here. And at this point, the Tiger Ace comes in, so let's just take a brief pause here. They have an AT here, 2 ISUs, and 3 Shermans. What do you... I know it's a Tiger Ace, right? It's a very powerful tank, but you don't just send it in by itself against that kind of heavy armor. You can see this thing is going to get obliterated. So I'm just getting around it. I'm going to try to stop it from retreating. It's not even trying to retreat. It's just 100% screwed and wiped out. And these guys are going to retreat here. And I'm going to try to kill as many of them as I can on the retreat. And I'm going to go right after this AT. I do not want this Veteran Z2 AT to get him. And hell is raining down on our position. And that actually... that wiped out my engineer squad. I know it didn't. It wiped out a guy. So I'm like, yeah. I'm realizing they lost their tank here, so it's a good time for us to move in. Against... look at that ambush there. I was like, oh my god. Pull back, pull back, pull back. So yeah, ambushed again by these Vet 3 guys. These guys have gotten a lot of kills, I feel like. 2 vehicles. No vehicles. But we are having supporting fire by these guys. I'm very worried about these PGs charging them, so I'm even going to send my machine gun up. I am trying to reinforce my men here. But there's just so many of these guys. So keep in mind, I did lose one of his ISUs to a Stuka. But with our my Maxim there, you know, he's going to maybe come forward with the tanks. I want him to pull this guy back. And he is, but it's too late. The Panther's up here, but... and then I'm like, what the hell? They have a veteran tank behind me, so I'm just going to reverse back into this guy and take him out. And he's turning his tank here. I took that guy out. And the pack is hitting us from here. So I'm trying to pull my tank through. Get knocked out by this pack again. So I just lost both my tanks to a pack. And I pretty much lost my forward position here. You can see I'm taking a ton of casualties. I should try to pick this up. I can't pick it up with these guys though. So these guys are gonna go repair. But I'm figuring, you know, I don't need him to lose this tank here. You know, we're taking a lot of losses up here. And then the mortars are coming down. So they are trying to push into this area. Once again, we call this Normandy right here with the machine guns and mortars. I don't know. Well, Shermans too. MG. So they're trying to make a little bit of effort down here. Interesting how he flanked. Like, people don't realize, but this map goes all the way over here, so like you could literally just like flank totally around, but no one ever does that because it usually gets spotted. So anyway, I move out my machine gun because I see a pack there and some mortars. I didn't manage to wipe them out, so I'm gonna pull back. The thing is, though, is that he can see that Panther there, and I really want to try to. I'm trying to take out this this pack. So he's moving up, and I'm gonna lose that. And he's blowing up this house. He's got to be very careful with this thing. There's a veteran pack there. I've taken out quite a number of tanks. And look at that damage. Pull back. And I'm telling him at this point, I'm like, there's a pack right there. And he's trying to maneuver. He's got to take off focus sight. Keep in mind, this does go all the way back to here. My Sherman had to pull back. He fired. It can see it. Boom, it's gone. So that's 2 IS-2s gone. They do have a flanking force on this side, though. Look how many fuel caches they built. We need to destroy this. Like, it's mines and fuel caches. Everywhere. We have 39. Let's see how much they're getting. They're getting more fuel than us, and we're holding both fuel points. It's amazing. So these guys are coming up, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do a screen again once again with these guys. Veteran Z2 flamethrower guys will do a lot of damage. It's even looking for like a long shot or something with these guys. So that plane fell down again. We're just knocking planes out of the sky with this anti-tank stuff. So here's what I see. I see some Austrian and I see this machine gun. I'm going to take out this machine gun so I can now focus on that unit. Get another Sherman, and then boom, another tank wiped out by this pack. This northern area is so deadly right now, and I gotta pull my men back here. Once again, the reign of the PG spam continues. I have machine guns though. It's hard because I was getting so many of my infantry wiped out. Look at all the guns around. Most of these are mine. Dushkas, Maxims. That's 4 Dushkas and Maxims. That's an AT. That one was not mine. They have this. We got another IS-2, which is great. They are pushing. They did wipe out that unit, so that's pretty good. Yeah, North is very hard to take right now because they have a lot of ATs and machine guns. They even took his KV-1. Yeah, we've lost a lot. All we see here, though, that are these guys are guarding this. Yeah, come on, we're down to 75 points at this point, so. At this point, I'm kind of realizing, like, yeah, we're probably screwed here. I mean, I can't see a way to get around that. But look what the pack got taken out by this guy. Brilliant. Oh, never mind, he got taken out by that. He did concentrated barrage or something. So goodbye, Mr. Pack. And that guy got taken out. Like I said, these ISUs are amazing. And we can see it because of the recon. So he's got to pull his Panther back if he's not careful. I'm now making a push with my troops here with my machine guns. And I gotta say, that guy is microing his artillery gun quite well. So see a lot of artillery barrage here? So I saw that the first two fell over here. So they're going to continue to fall roughly around here. So I'm just going to move over to this side of the victory point and not lose anybody pretty much. The way that pattern works. So I do have a max, keep that in mind. I do have a Sherman back here. But I see another spam of these guys. Just human waves. It's like, I've seen the Russians do this with conscripts and stuff, especially in the early days of Coming of Heroes 2, but I've not seen two players do this. I haven't seen it in a long time with like tons of these PGs. Usually Panzer IVs are plenty to keep you around, but there are a lot of manpower. So I have the conscript repair ability. So I'm gonna actually, I'm gonna pull back and take this point really quickly. Grab another Sherman. Thing is, they can just keep taking this because they can just push in with those troops. We are trying to get rid of their ATs here, but guys are catching on fire. He's got to pull back. I think it's kind of cool. How your guys can lose their equipment. It kind of sucks when you invest the munitions in that, but it's realistic. It's like with the German officer when he gets killed, your squad's still alive, but he can't do the commanding focus fire, which is actually extremely deadly. I just was doing some of that yesterday. So artillery's raining down. Terminator's pushing up on this side. Bet 2 MG. The North is getting a lot. They're taking a. Doesn't seem like they're making a lot of men necessarily. By the way, these are the remnants of Tiger's tanks. They kind of They went in here and pretty much all got wiped out. I think they wiped out like a Stug or something, but yeah, a lot of casualties suffered by these guys. They do that guy's all the way back there, but pretty much what they have is a ton of tanks at this point. Now, keep in mind the ISU is right there, and look how bunched up these guys are. They are super bunched up, and I have this guy even shooting his little meat grinder package, the quad mount. So they're getting suppressed, and look at that. This guy just wiped out 3 or 4, like 3 squads in it, 2 PGs and a Grenadier squad. You could say that was a decisive moment in this battle, because he just lost all of that, and you know those guys are not cheap. So yeah, we're just fending off these guys, frankly, with the machine guns here. Well, my machine guns. You could say I'm countering with machine guns, and then he's even using the Tiger's even using the light artillery barrage here. And by the way, that's a lot of munitions, but I don't think they were suffering munition losses at all. So they're pushing back up north a little bit. They did pull their machine gun back, and ISU is helping us out quite a lot. I'm gonna have to pull those guys back. And I just want to get these guys right. I'm like, oh my gosh, that guy just killed a friendly there. I just want to keep those Grenadiers back, PGs. I think another squad just got wiped out, Veteran G3. That is a lot of fuel, keep that in mind. Veteran G3, if these guys got to pull back. Frankly, I'm trying to micro. Where are my tanks? Oh yes, I'm flanking around here, so that is why I am I'm a little distracted, just on my squads die. I've lost all my infantry. These guys are pushing in, and this is gonna block them here, actually, which is kind of funny. But they're gonna lose their tanks. If this guy can turn with the ATs, probably he could take that out. I've lost my engines here with this tank, so I'm pulling back. So we got more Panthers. They're just charging everything they have at a strain of the MGs. They're desperately trying to take out this ISU. We're now getting 51 fuel a minute. So I'm sending my guys. We're extremely beat up. I'm just kind of trying to sacrifice. Just want to stop this guy here. You know, I managed to kind of slow him down, and we are taking shots at him. But they put another pack up. So I pretty much just lost everything I had. And they're trying to take me out here too. So, massive engagement, massive loss. We're just battling over this point. We do have 21 points remaining. It is not looking good for us. We may lose this. 21 points, 18. So I'm making conscripts and machine guns right now because I just want to throw whatever I have on this point and just try to capture it. I notice how they're lacking a lot of infantry. They do have a bunch of pioneers. They do have a pack. They're very good at killing tanks, though. But he moves on his Veteran C3 pack, which is just in range to start taking shots at his own guys. At the Panther there. So that thing got abandoned. That'll be very critical later. I see that I'm trying to take out this AT for him. I'm going to run onto this point. If they capture this right now, we are screwed. We're down to 11 victory points. They're laying down mines with 2 groups here. I'm going to throw a Molotov on these guys. I'm not going to allow them to take this. I mean, my conscripts will literally die. Artillery barrage going in. Veteran C3 troops here. I should really stop moving with my conscripts here. We are starting to take this. Thankfully, I have my thing up here. These guys can reinforce, which they probably should. Grab another Sherman here in a second. We're a little congested here with the, it's like a highway. They are reinforcing their packs, you can see. This is very valuable. At this point, Terminator rushed in a lot of his troops. He's going to throw a satchel charge on this, probably. There goes the satchel charge. He's going to fall back. Artillery barrage going down. Those guys died, but they did take out that pack there. So now the tanks can move up. We have more forces charging in. Keep in mind, we do have machine guns, multiple Dushkas here. That's 3 Dushkas, ton of AT. These guys are getting wiped out. They're picking up panzerschrecks, though. Keep in mind, there's a ton of panzerschrecks here that I'm going to try to pick up at some point with my conscripts. Conscripts are being reinforced. Multiple guys just getting utterly wiped out. There's no way they could possibly take this point right now. So, heavy casualties on this side. He's going to turn a pack against him. These are hilarious when you do that. He's going to try to flank. He tried. It was a good effort, though. And their panzergrenadiers right there. It'd be great if he had that. So, look how many dead Russians are. A lot of them. We lost a lot of men up there. So now there's no pack here, which I was pretty happy about. We're going to start pretty much putting everything on this point here. The tank's going to be moving up. There's none of this pack 43 to stop. As you can see, they're kind of making a push on the south with scout cars, light vehicles. I almost wonder if Techno became a computer at some point. Look how many kills. Look how negative the Germans are. Negative 60. 436. That guy's barely negative. Even Ryan's negative. So now they're going to push in this. They say, okay, you know what? They're down to 11 points. That's fine. I told the guys, I'm like, hey, victory point in the south. You go grab that. Put everything you have. They're attacking down there. That's how they can win. I said, you know, I have up north. So you can see I took this. These are pairing with 3 units. Tigers are pairing with 3 of his engineer squads, and I have my conscript squad repairing there, which is good. So now I have a Panther. It's weird to see the Soviets with a Panther, but it's awesome. Oh my gosh, what the hell was that? Oh, we lost the artillery apparently at some point. They have some kind. I wonder what was that destroyed those guys there. Huh. So they're shifting everything they have down here. Keep in mind, if these guys do capture this, they will win, pretty much. I think we had multiple machine guns that pinned them. I 100% agree when pinning, when a squad has pinned, they can't capture a point. They have taken out some of the engines here. I'm kind of pushing up, targeting some of their fuel caches. I was trying to, you know, get some munitions for us, but these are probably going to get wiped out. Yeah, almost Veterancy 1. So I'm kind of like not afraid to shoot at these guys from that distance. You know, if the Soviets had S minefields, you guys probably don't remember this, but in the early beta, they had you know, like those S minefields, they pretty much had that with barbed wire, and it was so they were very smart to take that out. Because can you imagine on Pripyat, I remember it was like the northern victory point on the hill. They barbed wired that, so your men had to crawl under the barbed wire to get up there. It was one machine gun could like just stop all your infantry. So my engineers are up here. I'm kind of testing their. It's good how he moved his ATs. Well, he pretty much stole German ATs, which is kind of funny. When there are two packs, you know, you can get behind one, but one's probably going to shoot you. I'm assisting, you know, me and Green are working in unison here. It's really a team effort up north here. Those guys are going to get wiped out. So there goes another Panther. The manpower they can just not keep up with, it seems like. Let's look at their, let's go back to MX, let's go back to their, I mean, they have plenty, they don't have a ton of fuel. We're floating a lot. Well, this guy's floating fuel. That's probably Ryan. Yeah, Ryan hasn't made any tanks. See, look how decimated these guys were. They just, that's a problem when you, like, rely on panzergrenadiers. You can get, if you lose squads like these guys here, they are a ton to replace. I mean, they're great units, especially with the Gewehr. Well, I want to put the Gewehr package on them personally. That's just me. So you can see we're capturing back the south on the map there. They did take the field for some point, but there's no real point. Those guys got wiped out. And they could actually take this. But luckily we have the victory point down south. I'm sending Ura in here because I do want to just close the distance with these guys here. These concepts do not stand really a chance, but I want to hurt them a little bit. So I'm going to pull back and I'm going to take this. I'm going to take this VP right here. So now they're down to 3, so it's 11 to 360 here. And more Shermans are coming. I need to get some of these guys out, repair the Shermans. Yeah, these guys just lost, you know, with their manpower situation. Keep in mind, it's 340 to get one of those Panzer Grenadiers, and 45 to replace a single man in that squad. The attrition just killed them. Well, we made cheaper squads. I'm negative. Wow, I'm negative 60 here. Wow, I mean, I believe it. I did lose a ton of troops. Thankfully, my concepts can actually repair here. I was thinking about maybe like moving over to the point here, but I'm just like, you know, I just need to get this tank repaired. You know, I have 1,000 munitions here. Like, what's the real point? And he said I could have been laying mines everywhere too, but mines hurt me more than they help me usually. Nice Molotov on those guys. Everyone used to get Molotovs till they raised the field to like 25 in the beginning. Oh my gosh, that must have been a horrible death for that guy. That guy was thrown out of his tank, and then his tank exploded under him. So now we switch to Shermans, which is pretty decent. A bunch of KV-1s. So, this guy, Green, was basically KV-1s. Terminator had the IS-2s, ISU-152s. Those were quite helpful. You can see that these guys are doing a great job with the doing a great job by repairing. Lots of men repairing. 18 guys there. So at this point, I'm pretty sure we won this. Well, I'm not sure, right? They have Tigers and Panthers still, right? I mean, they could push it and take this point, but come on, they just take 1 point. So I did not believe this was good to put his guys up here because they can get isolated and cut off. And not to mention he showed them that he was there, and therefore they can see. When you fire, you lose your thing there. And I'm like, don't go in there. I'm just amazed at how many of these tanks he lost. These are like, I'm pretty sure they're like 600 manpower and 75 fuel. That's what they are on the campaign at least. So he saw all the ATs fire in the tanks. I picked up a bunch of these panzerschrecks right here, which is a great thing. So we have 3 of them. So I couldn't believe that he just charged directly into all these ATs and he's got utterly wiped out. And then after they see that, they're going to charge again with another Panther? And that makes no shot. Makes no sense, Mr. Big Shot. And I'm like, okay, well, their tanks are gone. Why would I take AT fire? And they're targeting at the Panther here, which is my heaviest of all the tanks I have. And it's not moving up for some reason, but now I'm moving it out of its range. So they captured that point. Congratulations. They have another pack back here. I'm gonna pull back. I don't want to lose my prize war target. They did take out its main gun there, so these guys are gonna go capture that. They meanwhile tried to attack up here. They did flank me, but luckily somehow those guys got like retreated. By the way, do you want to do that? Do they have any? Okay, good. They do have a medic. This guy doesn't know. Where's Jeff? Jeff should have had a medic thing, because if you're doing a lot of infantry, especially as the Germans, you need a medic thing at your base. So I'm taking this. They just cannot, like, the amount of ATs we have, we're just manning more and more of their own AT guns they left behind, because they spammed it, and it's like, yep. So I just want you guys to know, basically when you spam PGs, it comes back to bite you. Don't be a spammer. Now, you could say that we kind of did man all their heavy equipment. That's when they quit at that point. So never give up. We were down to 11 points. We were all pretty negative, except Terminator did a great job. But yeah, the Germans are especially negative, especially Jeff. So don't be a spammer. It's really annoying, and it will, especially PGs. Those will even if you vet them up and stuff, you're not going to get tanks. And also the fact is that your manpower will just get drained by them. You can see kind of Ryan gave up in the end, I guess. He didn't even build any. Oh, he did build a heavy Panzer Corps. I hope you guys enjoyed this match. Leave a like if you did, and it's a little bit longer match. Let's just leave a secret code word at the end for comments. Let's leave something about. Let's do panzerschreck. Or yeah, let's do a panzerschreck. Let's see if make like a clever comment, be like that was a great use of the panzerschrecks or something like that. That way you guys can kind of know. It's kind of like a secret fun thing to do. Anyway, Cod 4121 signing off. Hope you enjoyed.